This baby was born with no nose, no eyes, no mouth, not even limbs. The divine doctor of Jinshin brought him back home. The divine doctor looked through ancient books and found a secretary that could mend the missing torso. He collected limbs of all sizes from villages engulfed in war. He put them in a pot and refined them for a long time with his secret spices. Then he put in a grinder, pulled the switch and discharged it, and a heart was made, immediately followed by the arms and ankles and other remaining organs. They were gradually refined as well. After the organs were sewn together, the doctor pulled the switch again, and the powerful electric current gave the baby the power of rebirth. He named him Hyakimaru. Since Hyakimaru was made up of limbs, he was often harassed by all sorts of demons. The doctor fitted a sword to his arm and patiently taught him how to stroke it. Although he could not hear with his eyes or see with his ears, his high spiritual power made up for it. Time passed, and Hyakimaru grew into a man. Due to the overuse of the secret arts, the divine doctor's body suffered from a backlash. Before he left, he told him about Hyakimaru's life. 20 years ago, a defeated general, who in order to gain supreme power, he made a deal with 48 demons and sacrificed 48 organs of his unborn son to them. So Hyakimaru was born without 48 organs. His mother put Hyakimaru in a wash basin in a stream so that he would live. She hoped that someone kind would adopt him. Heartbroken to learn the truth, Hyakimaru followed the doctor's will and burned down the thatched hut to prevent the bad guys from stealing the secret arts. Then he left the place. He needed to find 48 demons and kill them all to get his body back. He was guided by his spirit to a bar, where he removed his arm. He slashed at a dancer on the stage, and her mask split open. It turned out that the dancer was a spider spirit. She pierced Hyakimaru's body when he wasn't looking, and he was expected to die, but Hyakimaru stood up unharmed. The wound on his chest healed as fast as the eye could see. Hyakimaru grew up absorbing the spirit of heaven and earth. He was already immortal. After one round, the spider spirit, who was not strong enough, was cut off by a knife. Just as Hyakimaru was about to leave, he suddenly fell to the ground with his feet weak. The man suddenly fell to the ground. His right foot suddenly broke off, and in the next second, a new right foot grew out of it. The spider spirit's body was instantly petrified. It turns out that every time Hyakimaru gets rid of a demon, a new organ will grow. Dororo was stunned by this sight. Hyakimaru told him that he was a magician who killed demons. Dororo then let his guard down. Out of curiosity, Dororo followed Hyakimaru all the way. Just as they were resting by the river, a big-headed doll with a big head suddenly appeared in front of their eyes. It turned out to be a monster made up of the souls of babies. Due to the years of war, people's lives were very hard. Many families threw their children, who couldn't afford to feed them, in broken temples and left them to fend for themselves. That's how the giant baby was born. The two of them stay in a hotel. Strangely, the hotel owner had 7 identical daughters. They looked so cute and sweet that Hyakimaru felt something was wrong. At night, while Dororo slept, the 7 daughters transformed into chrysalis monsters. They surrounded Dororo, ready to attack him, but Hyakimaru was prepared. He drew his magic sword and jumped down from the roof of the house, then killed all of them with a single slash before they were ready. Just then, the big-headed doll suddenly appears and asks them to enter the secret passage next to the room. Hyakimaru discovers that the chamber is filled with the bodies of babies and many unhatched eggs. The person who left the eggs behind was the rich merchant's wife. The Mothman. Moths eat babies, and their ghosts make up the giant babies in front of us. When the moth monster realized that something was wrong, it flapped its wings and tried to run away. At that moment, Big Head Doll suddenly releases its soul and pulls the moth monster down. Hyakimaru seized the opportunity and killed it with a single slash. Hyakimaru also retrieves his own liver. Under Dororo's leadership, the villagers burned the eggs in the chamber. Then, Dororo and Hyakimaru once again set out on the path of eliminating demons. Hyakimaru got his ears back from the tree spirits and his vocal cords back after killing Godzilla. In just a few days, Hyakimaru got most of his body back. Because of his agility, he was also recognized by the prince. The prince brought him back to his palace and wanted Hyakimaru to work for him. When the prince's mother arrived, she recognized Hyakimaru by his family crest. She recognizes Hyakimaru as the son she abandoned. Hyakimaru grabbed his mother's hand and saw the memories in her mind through her spirit. It was his real mother in front of him. The father who sacrificed his body 20 years ago was the ruler of this country. This man grew up with a sword in his hand, and his arm was just a sheath. What's even stranger is that even if his leg is broken in two, it grows back instantly. Every time he kills a demon, one of his organs grows back. His name is Hyakimaru. Before he was born, his father sacrificed 48 of his organs to the demons. When his father realized Hyakimaru was still alive, he decided to kill him himself. His younger brother, Kintaho, who was afraid of losing his right to inherit the throne, found Hyakimaru ahead of time. As soon as the two brothers met, they hurt each other. But Tahomaru is no match for Hyakimaru. After a few rounds, Tahomaru was mistakenly killed. His mother, who came to stop him, saw it with her own eyes. She drew her sword to avenge Tahomaru's death, but she couldn't do it when she saw her long-lost son. At that moment, her father arrived, guided by the devil. Her mother stood up in front of Hyakimaru, but her father, who had no respect for his family, cut her to death. Hyakimaru watched his mother die in front of him and drew his sword on his father. This is the moment when the feud between father and son of more than 20 years erupts. Hyakimaru, a veteran of many battles, knocked his father to the ground in one fell swoop, but he couldn't do it. While they were hesitating, Tahomaru's body suddenly floated in the air. It turns out that a demon has attached itself to him. The demon wanted to make one last deal with father. If the father would give his body to the demon, Tahomaru would be resurrected, but father agreed without hesitation. Then the demon came out of the ground and eagerly devoured his father, and Tahomaru came back to life. At that moment, his father had taken the form of a demon. The demon would use his body to take over the country. Just as the demon tried to escape, his father, with his remaining consciousness, thrust his sword into his own body. He was went to die with the demon. Hyakimaru seizes the opportunity and slashes the demon. As the demon fell, Hyakimaru finally recovered his heart. Back at the palace, Tahomaru tries to give up his position as crown prince and let Hyakimaru rule the country. But Hyakimaru told his brother that he still had more than 20 organs to retrieve and that he had to continue killing demons. Hyakimaru then refused his brother's request and took Dororo on another journey to kill the demons.